y'all doing? I gotta cover this story real quick. Alright, so it says here this was a 30th of March. I don't know what hour this was dropped. That's today. 4 one-time Lucian Jones Express shock. A tragic early morning crash. This was this morning. A 2022 Mercedes-Benz motor car involving a fatal collision along the PJ Patterson Highway on Sunday, which claimed the lives of 4 people, including a minor. Oh no. Kingston, Jamaica Vice Chairman of National Road Safety Council, the NRSC, Dr. Lucian Jones, expressed shock following news of a fatal collision along the PJ Patterson Highway on Sunday, which claimed the lives of 4 people, including a minor. I just received the shocking news that earlier this morning, 4 people died on the nation's road. 4 one time, 2 women, 2 males, a young child, 8-year-old, no, all under 30 years old. This is, oh my God, this is absolutely shocking and happening on one of the best roads in the country, said Jones. The police report suggests that somebody was speeding, they were distracted driving, and there is an inquiry about a collision with a vehicle in a previous crash. This is our worst nightmare come true. This is our worst nightmare come true, as road safety advocates, Jones added. A report from the Public Safety Traffic Enforcement Branch, the PSTB, revealed that the accident occurred about 12:30 a.m. That it was that early on the PJ Patterson Highway in the vicinity of KM5 or 850 eastbound, involving a grey 2002 Toyota Probox and a black 2022 Mercedes-Benz motor car. PSB said the possible cause of the collision were inattention or diverted attention, excessive speed, and collision with a vehicle in a previous accident. Which one of these vehicles was in a previous accident? They keep saying that. Anyway, the NRSC Vice Chairman said all hands must be on deck to reduce excessive speed and distracted driving on the nation's road. In this context of reported distraction, driving and speeding of the 5 components that make up the safe system approach that the National Road Safety Council have been promoting, a safe road, safe vehicles, safe speed, safe road users, and an efficient post-crash system. By far, the most important one that we face in this country is producing safe road users, pedestrians who use the road carefully, and drivers who don't speed, who are not distracted, who don't drive under the influence of alcohol, who don't use their cell phones and drive, who are not watching stream videos and driving, all kinds of craziness. All hands must be on deck to stop this madness of excessive speeding and distracted driving and distracted walking on our roads, Jones stated. 92 persons have died on nation's roads since the starting of the year. What? Resulting from fatal collision. Everybody has to be on deck with this, the entire nation, to try and put a stop to this kind of multiple fatality crash. We continue to speak, we continue to warn, we continue to work with civil society and the government, especially with the police, and try to put an end. It can be done, but everybody has to be on deck to stop this kind of carnage and pain and grief that we're all suffering this morning on this Sunday morning, Jones said. Wow. Wow. Let's see what Andre has to say about this, ladies and gentlemen. I know Andrea is of a different type of scoop on it.
How are you, Jamaica? You know. Oh, let me take off.
How you doing, Miss Chicago?
The code.
Hi, Miss Chicago.
Jamaica.
Hi, beautiful.
2, 1. Share Stacey Knight's presentation with the audience tonight. There is a lot that I want to speak on. Most of those arguments, but as I speak tonight, Jamaica, for Jamaicans, died on the highway. 4 Jamaicans died on the highway. Producer, can you play?
Rest in peace to the members of the family, man. Well,
the thing about the four persons who have died.
On or about 12:40 a.m. today, March 30, 2025, there was a motor vehicle crash along the PJ.
Yo! That is the car? Oh my god, bro. What kind of speed was they going? What kind of speed? What? The engine is there's no door. There's no wheel. Oh my god. No.
Patterson Highway, nearing the exit of Spanish Town. What we understand is that a Probox motor car was headed into the direction.
So this a car get lick, rip up and turn over and look on the top of the car. Bend, oh my god. And a child was in that car?
Of Kingston, with about 11 persons on board, to include some children, when the driver somehow lost control and crashed with the median. The vehicle overturned. Whilst the persons were attempting to get out of the vehicle, we understand that a Benz SUV motor car traveled along the said roadway headed into Kingston in the same easterly direction when it crashed with this vehicle. As a result, several persons were hit. We understand.
Wait a minute. Wait. This even got worse. So you're telling me it's an accident within an accident? What? Let me hear that again. Wait a minute. What? Man, let me slow this down, man. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
Out of the vehicle. We understand with the media when a motor car was headed into the direction of Kingston with about 11 persons on board, to include some children, when the driver somehow lost control and crashed with the median. The vehicle overturned. We include some children, when the driver somehow lost control and crashed with the median. The vehicle overturned. Whilst the persons were attempting to get out of the vehicle, we understand that a Benz SUV motor car traveled along the said roadway headed into Kingston in the same easterly direction when it crashed with this vehicle. As a result, several persons were hit. We understand that the driver of the Toyota Probox motor car, as well as 2 female passengers and a young female child, were hit and died as a result of this crash.
License plate 6254KE GLE 53. So the car crashes, gets out of control at a one bad. This vehicle is coming so fast that it could not slow down. No, listen, look at the front of the vehicle. Yo, this, you know what speed they have to go? Yo, yo, John Star. Man, hey, wow, wow.
As 2 female passengers and a young female child were hit and died as a result of this crash. Several other persons were injured and are in the hospital. The police are conducting further investigations around this crash.
As I say, condolences to the 4 persons who have died. The 4 persons who have died, I gather that several people who watches my platform, it's their family. And I want to say condolences to them.
Big facts. I don't know who's watching. I don't know if it's family members. Man, this man. Hey, man. Please just hold it down, man. My condolences, bro. Because this don't make no sense. I don't understand. What? The car already crashed. You come in, you're not paying attention. You're on the highway doing what? Yo, listen, I'm not no experienced driver or anything, but the little time that I did drive, my mindset when I'm driving is, what's the next worst thing that could happen while I'm driving? Somebody could run out in the road, a dog. So I'm trying to stay laser focused on everything, right? When going around a corner, I'm not assuming that some mad person is not trying to undertake around a corner or overtake around a corner. I don't feel safe at any point on the road. I'm on extreme high alert for the next mad person on the road. That is literally how I drive. I don't like to speed. I don't speed, period. I'll stay within the limit or a little bit over. Trust me, I can get where I'm going pretty quickly if I maintain a steady speed. You get me? As long as there's no traffic. But one of the things I know for a fact in Jamaica on these highways, what people do, especially in those types of vehicles, like the JLE and they really is looking at this like it's a racetrack. So I can imagine they're not expecting an accident to be on the road where they would need to stay within the limit. Why do you think there's a limit? So that they can slow down in time in case something like that. Can you imagine if it was like a bunch of people in the road? The individual still couldn't stop. They would have mowed down the people because them couldn't even stop for the car. So you can imagine what would have happened for people in the road. Right? Can you imagine if it was a cattle in the road or something? Them in a one bench, so you know, so the earbag don't work, so then probably with a alright. I'm just saying, like, man, we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. Hey, now I understand what this man is saying in this article. This article right here, the last part, everybody has to be on deck with this. The entire nation to try to put a stop to this kind of multiple fatality crash. We cannot speak. We continue to speak. We continue to warn. We continue to work with civil society and the government, especially with the police, and try to put an end to this. It can be done, but everybody has to be on deck to stop this kind of carnage and pain and grief that we're all suffering this morning. Well, no, I'm suffering tonight. No, son. Hey, man. Let me hear what else Bros gotta say.
But you see, Jamaica, 11 persons in a pro box. And if you know anything about PJ Patterson Highway, I believe it is very dark. But 11 persons in a pro box, Jamaica.
I'll tell you next thing too. 11 people at that time of the night, and kids are in there. Why? Why?
Is indicative of several things. Time's hard, so people have to pull up. I'm going to say Jamaica is not safe, but it's the truth.
You're not lying. You're not lying. That's facts.
Time's hard, so a lot of people have to be pulling up in one vehicle. And coupled with that, potentially the vehicle was speeding.
That time the driver might have dripped
overloaded, so the vehicle would be unbalanced for the road.
Mm-hmm.
You heard what I said, Jamaica? Taisha. So many of them. Trey, little Trey. Taisha.
Wow. Whoa.
This one. I'm going to show you the pictures tonight of the persons who have died. But coupled with that, Jamaica, there are persons who met in that accident who needs medical care.
Oh, wow. Huh. That's another thing. That's
there
another
are persons
problem.
who have met in that accident who needs medical care.
That's another problem.
Please, I sent you the pictures. I want Jamaica to hear tonight what is happening with those persons who need medical care. Listen to this, Jamaica.
And our son and our the two granddaughter, my niece and our son and another meet into an accident last time. 4 dead out of it. The other rest them sick and in the hospital, in a Spanish town hospital. And so they get a scan on her head. And them are going to say them don't have the machine, them don't have the scan for her head, them don't have no ambulance to carry her next hospital. And me think that a part of slack me. Walk there, walk a collect it, see that? See that never reach it yet. See that. So no lie me out there. See that. Beg me up here, beg this. 35,000. We have to chomp up the money. The whole family are we can not live bad. I chomp it up. And get an ambulance to move her. Give me.
Mighty God. What is this in a Jamaica? No, sir.
See what a family that stand together, she can never be a corpse in them hospital, never in the name of Jesus.
When I go the last night, the toll was so dark. Me have some road and drive on the toll. Oh, then there's no light. It's dark. What kind of driving? One can drive in the darkness? Mr. Tufton, so please. Please, sir, me are begging you, please. Looking at the health department, then the hospital, them need help, sir. And we need light.
Now, two things. The highway, but I don't don't remember the name of the highway, but the one over the mountain. Yeah, the highway there. Up there so always dark at night time. I mean, talk about pitch dark. That's why them have the reflector them on the road. But it foggy as well. I really think they need to have lights up there. They need to have lights up there. I've driven on that highway coming from Spanish Town, right? And I'm telling you, it not pretty no. Going to Spanish Town, it don't really matter which direction. It not pretty no. Yes? Trust me. They need to have light. And they need to have the floodlight them. Floodlight. Where a fog light they can actually, you know, work in the fog because up there foggy. Real dark. Dark like a pitch black dark. When they are driving, when they are driving, they have a reflector them, and that me I tell you.
The two granddaughter, my niece and our son and another meeting.
But now the hospital part of it now with the lady now. They not have a machine. You see, how much times are we gonna hear this? And then when the people them talk, them say a politics. Virgin, these are real issues. And the Cuban doctor then gone now, so that our next thing too. Right? Or most of them gone. I don't know if you guys, there's a lot of new people on my platform, but if you watch my previous videos, this was one of my concerns, you know. Disaster coming. Mark Stewart talked about this in our video. I have it just posted yesterday. Him talk about, him said, if them send the Cuban doctor them, dog, nyam with supper. Is this the beginning of dog eating our supper? Run the machine out there. What about the experts then? If you do surgery and them thing there. People in a trouble.
See the people who have died. That is a little boy.
Oh God. Shut your you.
Tonight, Jamaica.
Oh God.
The hospitals don't even have the ambulance.
No ambulance, no machine for do scanning.
There's no CT scan machine.
Oh, Jesus have mercy.
And I gather tonight, Jamaica, that the person who collided with them is believed to be a politician's wife.
What you say?
She left the scene and she came to the police station with her husband and her lawyer.
Whoa. Now see, this is where things have gone way more left than I could have even imagined. What?
Emotional damage.
What? Allegedly a politician's wife. Allegedly she left the scene. And allegedly she came back to the police station with her lawyer. Bruh. Nah, bruh. Nah.
But listen me. Big up the government. Respect. But you see me? The truth is just the truth. I have to respect it.
Truth is just the truth, bro.
Our country now run right.
No, sir.
Our country now run right.
Help. We key out of the
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Let take me or me
politician's wife ran tonight, Jamaica, that the person who collided with them is believed to be a politician's wife. She left the scene and she came to the police station with her husband and her lawyer. You heard what I said tonight, Jamaica? The person who was in the accident is said to be a politician's wife. She left the scene, and when she left Jamaica, she came back at the police station with her husband and her attorney. And what is heartrending tonight is that those who need medical care can't get the necessary medical care. Those who need Jamaica to get the medical care can't get the medical care because you heard no CT scan machines are at the hospitals. And you heard there is no ambulance to carry the person from point hospital A to point hospital B. And the family has to now be pulling up money to call an ambulance service to carry their family from point A to point B.
This is wrong on every level.
Jamaica, we cannot continue like this.
Every level this is wrong. We can't continue, Bridget.
I don't know about you, but we cannot continue like this. I'm going to say it again, Jamaica. We cannot continue like this.
Wow. I want to shift me for 6 to blows and stuff. You know, like,
you heard what I said? We
can't continue for real.
Cannot continue like this.
People, as per usual, make sure you go over to Partner Jar TV. If you have not yet, and go subscribe to the platform. Yo, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. I'm still in a shock. We can't believe. We can't do this. I'm afraid to go up on the road. My little 1 and 2 driver they were me call and them alone me I work with. Me not gonna far distance. More gonna look for my family them. At Port one them place, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Bridget. I'm afraid. Me not left my yard, brother. Me I stay in my yard. Me not left my yard. We can't. This no normal. This no normal, none at all. If you are to meet in an accident and you need life-saving tests and scan to diagnose the problem or to find out what is going on so they can help as fast as they can, you have these delays. Healthcare is about efficiency, you know. Being equipped and being efficient, you know. 1 minute can save a man's life, you know. And if you don't have the right things, then 1 minute can unalive a man, you know. There's so much to unpack in this. Allegedly a politician wife run for the scene, allegedly, and come back with her lawyer. The highway obviously needs to be lit. Right? I mean, not even want to focus on those things because the highway did build and them should know so them put light on the highway. Now, in Jamaica overall, they talk about roads and everything, but lighting is a problem everywhere in Jamaica. There isn't enough lighting in the streets, and that's a highway, so there shouldn't be any excuses why there's not enough lighting on a highway, innit? Big project, big money, there should be lighting. But we see where it's just not the case. It's just not the case. Pure slackness. Man, we need the slackness to end. But in the healthcare, oh, that's Christopher Tufton. It was never like this. That part was never like this. It wasn't this bad, yo. We have regressed in our healthcare system dramatically. Christopher Tufton, you need to come down now. You need to come down now. Yeah, man, you need to come down now, man. Trust me. Need to come down now. This bad. This is too much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section, alright? And remember to hit the like button, share, and yeah, all of that good. Yeah, all of that.